or just code, so we can just go in here and type our SVG graphic. We're starting with the open and close like SVG and you'll see that the code looks very similar to HTML, but it's actually XML. On the SVG tag, we need a few things. First, we need a version, so we're going to set that to 1.1. And then we need what's called the XML namespace, which I can never remember what it is. So I'm going to just paste it. It looks like that. And then we can just go in here and draw something. So let's start with a simple shape here, a rectangle. So we'll give it a width of height of 100, like that. Now, because this is XML, if the tag doesn't have a closing partner, it must like that, self-close. So now we can go in here and refresh, and there is our new SVG graphic. So we just wrote the code for that. There's no color specified on here, but the default is black. So maybe we want to make this rounded corners. We could do our x equals and our y equals 4, like that. I'll go refresh, and you can see we now have little rounded corners on our rectangle. Let's do another one here. Let's do a circle. So a circle is a little bit more complicated. The first thing is the center x coordinate, like that. So let's set it at maybe, I don't know, 175. And then we set the center y coordinate at 5, I guess. And then we need to choose the radius. Let's make it 75, like that. And we'll close it and refresh. And there you go. There is a circle. Now, if I want these to be SVG support CSS. So at the top, we'll just put a style tag like this. And it works practically exactly the same as we're used to. So we could target the rect here and give it a color. But in SVG, that's called a fill, so let's go with our F33. That should be like a red color. And let's target the circle and give it a fill of, I don't know, 3F3. This should be a green color. Go refresh. And there you go. We've created a SVG by just writing the actual code out. Now, what we've done though is we've written our own SVG code and we've embedded it with an image tag. But we can actually just copy this and have it directly in our HTML like that. So I'm pasting the SVG code directly into my HTML, and I'll refresh, and now you can see this. Copies of it. Now I have two. And the cool thing about that is if I get rid of the styles from here, and instead I can use my own CSS file to style my CSS. So I'll go just create a new file here called SVG to make this file here, all right? So I now have this CSS file, so I can actually target these. I can target circle tag, if I can spell it, and we'll type fill of 33F, like that. Go back to my code and refresh, and you can see, look, I'm now styling that SVG graphic using CSS in my own CSS file. And this only works because embedded at the bottom. The CSS. And we can do so much to CSS as long as it's embedded on our page, or so much to SVG as long as it's embedded on our page. And a lot of the stuff we're used to doing, we could put a class on this rectangle. We'll call it thingamajig, I guess. Go back into here and target thingamajig. And so we'll give it a fill of, I don't know, yellow. I think that's yellow. There we go. So we're creating these SVG graphics because they're just code, and by embedding them in our HTML, we can apply any CSS that we're really used to using, like animations and transitions.